Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got breaking news. Breaking news. So there has been 3 arrests in the murder of the War Dogs enforcer. This is wild breaking news. And I have one of the person's pictures that's allegedly involved. So we're going to talk about that today. This is a crazy story. We've been following this since the beginning. You guys all remember this young man was murdered in White Oak, Pennsylvania. He was gunned down off his Harley Davidson at a light, and he was shot in the back, and he tried to get away. But allegedly, so new details have been emerging, and apparently he shot back. It was like a shootout. So he didn't go peacefully, but there has been 3 arrests in this young man's murder. We're going to talk about that today. So this is a wild story. You guys know we've been following this the whole time. Kenneth Heyman is the young man. So 3 men are facing charges in connection with a deadly shooting near Wendy's in White Oak. First responders arrived at the intersection of Jacks Run Road and Lincoln Way to find 33-year-old Kenneth Heyman, who had been shot multiple times. Heyman was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Detectives reviewed surveillance video that shows a Chevrolet Silverado pull up behind Heyman, who was on his motorcycle at the intersection. Police say 3 men got out of the truck and approached Heyman, who tried to run but was shot by one of the men. After witnesses, interviews, and collection of more evidence, detectives identified the truck's owner as 27-year-old Victor Cruz. Police say that Cruz, 36-year-old Albert Checo, and 33-year-old Jacob Baker were the men inside the truck when the incident happened. Baker was the one who shot Heyman. Cruz and Renko being charged with criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault. Baker is charged with criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, and homicide. So this is developing news. You guys know we've been watching this story unfold ever since it first happened. I think I was the first one to break this story. So I looked up these people's Facebook pages, and what do you know? They have Facebook pages. I found 2 of them. So I found, let's see here. I found Jake Baker and Al Wrenchko. His nickname is Filth. We're gonna, I mean, there can't be too many people in that area with the same exact name, right? So allegedly, this is one of the people. He doesn't have any club cuts or anything on in any of his pictures on Facebook. But he does have a picture of him sitting on a motorcycle, and it says, "I love my motorcycle." He doesn't love it that much. Shit, if he's willing to throw his whole life away. It's pretty wild stuff. Travis, what's going on? Let me give a couple shout outs. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. We bring you guys the up-to-date content. I bring you some dope interviews, and I bring you the news as it unfolds. I think I'm one of the only ones that breaks news like this. But the other channels will get to it. But, you know, I break it first because you guys want to hear the news, and I'm here to give it to you guys. So this guy didn't deserve to die. The bottom line, he was a enforcer in the War Dogs Motorcycle Club out of near Pittsburgh. And it was Sunday afternoon, the middle of the day. And this dude shot off his motorcycle for what? The patch he wears? Nobody wins in a situation like this. People are going to prison for the rest of their life. Like this guy writes in the caption, I love my motorcycle. You don't love it that much if you're willing to throw your life away because someone's wearing a different patch. It's just a sad situation. I mean, this kid had his whole life ahead of him. So it says county police have charged 3 men in connection with a homicide in White Oak at 2:18 p.m. October 12th. County 911 was notified of a shooting at the intersection of Jack's Run Road and Lincoln Way. First responders found an adult male suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The victim, later identified as 33-year-old Kenneth Heyman, was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced dead. White Oak Police requested assistance of the Allegheny County Police Department Homicide Unit, and detectives initiated an investigation. Detectives reviewed surveillance video showing a Chevrolet Silverado pull up behind Heyman. So all this is on video. Who was on his motorcycle at the intersection. The 3 men exited their vehicle, approached Heyman. As Heyman attempted to run from the area, gunfire was exchanged with one of the men from the truck, and Heyman was shot multiple times. You hear that statement right there? It says gunfire was exchanged. So he was shooting back, but he was shot multiple times. The witness interviews and additional evidence collected during the investigation, detectives were able to identify the truck's owner as 27-year-old Victor Cruz. And I'm going to look for, see if there's a Victor Cruz Facebook page. So 27-year-old Victor Cruz, it was later determined that Cruz, 36-year-old Albert Rencheco, and 33-year-old Jacob Baker were the men inside the truck at the time of the incident. And Baker was the individual responsible for the shooting. So Baker's the one that pulled the trigger. And I believe that I have Baker's Facebook right here. Jake Baker. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It doesn't show any pictures. He doesn't have any pictures on his page. So the other person involved, allegedly, is this guy. To be trusted is a greater compliment than to be loved. So this has to be the other guy that was arrested. I mean, I don't know how many guys with that same exact name would be arrested for homicide in that area. He wasn't arrested for homicide, but he was arrested for he has been charged in connection with the incident. Victor Cruz and Albert Ranchero are facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault. That's what this guy's being charged with. Baker is facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, and homicide. So Al Ranchero, this guy, is facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy and aggravated assault. So this is crazy. Crazy developments. People were thinking, damn, this investigation's taking a long time. I mean, this was broad daylight in front of a Wendy's. This was like 2:15 in the afternoon. And Dude just starts shooting at a guy on a motorcycle. Just crazy. So this is one of the alleged accomplices that was in the truck that day. And they got video. There's video. And this is the young man that lost his life. It's a sad situation. It really is. Listen, when violence starts being used, nobody wins. The people that commit the violence don't win. They go to prison, and then someone loses their life. This kid had a young kid at home. I mean, I'm sure these people, whoever are involved with this, they got families. They're going to throw all of it away. For what? You don't get a trophy at the end of the road. You know what you get? A cold prison cell with nobody, because nobody's going to be there for you at the end. So, I mean, if you got problems with people, let that shit go. It's not worth it. Was it a hit or something? I don't know. They think it might have been. I mean, it was pretty calculated. These dudes jumped out of the car, they said, with long guns. But people, there's different descriptions on what happened, but obviously it's on camera. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time. Travis, what's good? Ra-Ra's in the building. Ken, how are you? Thank you guys all for joining me today. I apologize I didn't do a show. I got so much stuff going on, but tonight we got the Satan's Choice interview with Harley Gwendon dropping tonight. You don't want to miss it. 10 o'clock. It's a 4-part interview, and it's really good. There's a lot of great. I ask them a lot of questions that people want to know, so you definitely don't want to miss this one. I asked him about Mercules. I asked him about Greg Woolley. I asked him about a lot of different things. You know, people talk a lot on the internet, and all the questions that people want to ask him, I ask him. I do not hesitate. I do not hold back. I ask him all the questions that people want to know. I've been collecting a lot of different questions that I see that people want to know. So I asked them all kinds of stuff. Like, what's the goal with the club, and what direction is it going in, and how do you get into the club, and all kinds of things. I asked him about his Hell's Angel affiliation, and when he was brought into that club, and what it was like to leave the club, and I asked him if he's willing to patch things up with the Angels moving forward. I asked him all kinds of questions. So don't miss it. Make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be dropping at 10 p.m. tonight. And then we have the interview with Mike Lynch. Part 4 will be dropping tomorrow. So the one with Harley Gwendon is a 4-part interview, and they're pretty long. They're about 25 minutes each. So there's a lot in each section of the interview. So you don't want to miss it. Here, I'll play a clip for you guys. Check. What was the first time you really got into trouble?
16.
What did you get in trouble for?
It's like drugs and car thefts and, GTA shit.
Just running the streets?
Yeah, just street gangs. And yeah, I came up really young. So, because I left home when I was 15. So when I left home, I just got right to it. I didn't waste no time.
What type of stuff? What's some thoughts that you remember about Greg Woolley in prison?
Greg is bragging in my opinion, and I don't care to go on the airwaves. In my life, everybody that I've ever met, he's the only one that I would be like, yes, sir, whatever you need, sir. That guy's a gent. But he earned my respect too. I just never say no to him because I actually fucking loved him. So yeah, it sucked when he passed. I really rated that guy. Yeah. It was an honor for me to just be so close with him. So
How long did you guys spend together?
years, same range. We go work out, we come back, we'd eat, and we played chess for hours. I hit the showers, hit the phone, go to bed, repeat.
When did you meet Mercules?
Met Mercules in 2017. I think we've done about 5 or 6 songs now.
With the whole breaking off of the Angels and starting this club, does that cause tension with some of your friends that are friends with other people?
It's underlining and it's shitty because I love Merc. Like Merc's mom's tucked me in on his Versace rug in his studio in his house. Like,
don't miss it. There's a lot of information in this interview. 10 o'clock. You guys don't want to miss it. Mile High Magic, what's going on? I appreciate you. Keep kicking ass. Safety last with that. You're in the air. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, Mile High Magic. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Craig, what's good? Definitely looks like a biker. Yeah, so allegedly, this is one of the people that was involved with jumping out of the truck that day. This guy's name is Al Rencheco. They call him Filth, allegedly. And he allegedly was in the truck. They got surveillance footage. And he's allegedly in custody. So I'm going to get the mug shots. I'm going to work on that. But this is the guy that was killed. And it's sad because he had a young kid, I believe. This happened at 2:18 on a Sunday afternoon. Like, that's insane. But they have charged 3 men in connection with a homicide in White Oak at 2:18 on October 12th. County 911 was notified of a shooting at the intersection of Jacks Run Road and Lincoln Way. First responders found an adult male suffering multiple gunshot wounds. The victim, later identified as 33-year-old Kenneth Heyman, was transported to a local area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. White Oak Police requested assistance from the Allegheny County Police Department Homicide Unit. Detectives initiated an investigation. Departments reviewed surveillance videos showing Chevrolet Silverado pulling up behind Heyman, who was on his motorcycle at the intersection. 3 men exited a vehicle and approached Heyman as Heyman attempted to run from the area. Gunfire was exchanged. So he shot back. It sounds like he shot back. He didn't just sit there and have these guys pull guns on him. He shot back. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. And but he was hit multiple times. He was shot in the back at least twice. The witness interviews and additional evidence collected during the investigation, detectives were able to identify the owner of the truck as 27-year-old Victor Cruz. It was later determined Cruz, 36-year-old Albert Renchero, or Renko, 33-year-old Jacob Baker were the men inside the truck at the time of the incident. Baker was the individual responsible for the shooting. All 3 men have been charged in connection with the incident. Victor Cruz, Albert Renko are facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy and aggravated assault. Baker is facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, and homicide. So I will bring you guys more information when it becomes available. And I'm going to tell you right now how long these charges carry. This is fucking crazy. Let's see here. All right. Criminal conspiracy can range from years to life in prison. Criminal conspiracy in Pennsylvania depends on the underlying crime, but this is a major crime. This is a homicide. It can range from years to life in prison. Example, if conspiracy is to commit a felony, the charge is a felony itself, and the potential sentence aligns with the seriousness of the intended crime. And this is a pretty fucking serious crime. Penalties can also be severed in federal court or served in federal court, sometimes resulting in mandatory minimum sentences or even life in prison, particularly for the serious crimes like drug trafficking. Holy shit. So this is not good. Not good for any of them. Let's see about aggravated assault. Let's see how long that carries in Pennsylvania. Okay, so we know it carries a range from years in prison to life in prison in Pennsylvania. So let's see about aggravated assault. 10 years in prison, up to 20 years in prison for a first-degree felony. Holy shit. So these guys are facing some major fucking time in prison. And it's not looking good for them. It is. It is really sad. This guy is so young, had his whole life ahead of him. And I mean, to kill him for what? Because he wears a patch? Is that why? Or is this something else? Like that's the questions that these cops are probably asking, right? Like, what's the reason why they did this? Was it something else going on? Did they want this guy dead? Did they hunt him down? Because it doesn't look like a random thing. I mean, what, were these guys on their way to church and they did this? Shit. And on this dude's Facebook, it says he loves his motorcycle. You ain't gonna be riding that fucking thing anymore. You might as well sell it, man. I might know a buyer. This is the scene. This is that kid's bike. I mean, they shot him right at a light. There was people all around, right near Wendy's. Like, you got witnesses all over the place. Very sad situation. All for what? And nobody wins in the end. Nobody. When stuff like this happens, nobody wins. Everybody loses. You tell me who wins. No one's getting a fucking trophy. The people that did this aren't getting the trophy. They ain't going to be remembered for shit. What are they going to be remembered for? Nothing. You think anyone's going to stick by their side? They go to prison for this? No. So listen, the violence needs to stop. The shit is no good. And in other news, if you guys don't know, this is breaking news too. So we talked about the pagan that was on trial for Henry Silver's murder. Remember the president of the pagans? He took a plea bargain, and he was out on bond. I believe he was out on bond, and he took a plea bargain. He cut a deal with the prosecutors. I mean, he was facing 40 years in prison if convicted. So he copped a deal with the prosecutors. So he will be going to prison. Here, I got a picture of him right here. And now his lawyer is going to be facing a judge too. His lawyer is being arrested for charges for releasing a witness's identity. It's crazy. It's a woman. This is the man that ended up taking a plea bargain. Alleged pagan leader cuts a plea deal in the murder case. So an alleged leader of the Pagans Motorcycle Club, who has been charged in a September 2022 shooting of death of Henry Silver, has reached a plea agreement with the Marion County Circuit Court. According to court documents, Ryan Lane entered a plea on Friday to a single felony charge of organized criminal enterprise, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. As part of an agreement, and the other charges of the original indictment will be dismissed at the time of his sentencing. Those charges include first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit a felony. A judge declared a mistrial in Lane's murder trial in September after a jury was deadlocked and Lane was placed on home confinement. A sentencing date for the organized criminal enterprise charge has not yet been set. Lane's deal and potential sentencing are an outliner in the Henry Silver case. Up to this point, John Wolf, one of 6 suspects indicted on murder charges, was sentenced to life in prison without mercy. Other suspects, like Dane Hall, were given up to 20 years in prison. Now, part of his deal, they were going to have a court hearing about revoking his home confinement. But now that he took this deal, part of the deal is he stays out on home confinement until he is sentenced. So he is out of prison right now. Maybe he's going to stay out for the holidays. Maybe he worked that out to where he could stay out for the holidays and then maybe start his time after Christmas. Maybe he wants to spend it with his family. But now he only faces 10 years in prison, while before he was facing 40 years in prison. And there was a deadlock on the trial. So it's a wild case. Hey, Farty Smalls, what's going on? Uno, what's good? My email is billstax2021@gmail.com. I'll put the email right here. I got a good show for you guys tonight, 10 p.m. Don't miss it. Harley Gwendon.
These internet guys that are trolling me and stuff, they have no idea who they're talking to, but they're just doing it for clickbait, right? First time ever getting famous, getting 5,000 views. These guys are pathetic.
You have a pretty strong reach.
And I'm going to reach them soon. You better get it. I'm going to find you.
Your name's everywhere out here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk, right? And there's people that want to throw dirt on your name. I've seen it all over the internet and people talking about you saying you're cooperated and all this stuff. You recently put a video where you vindicate yourself. I looked over the police reports and everything. Do you want to explain on why people even try to go to that, to use that against you? I ask them all the good questions. So stay tuned for that 10 p.m. You don't want to miss it. And again, there's been 3 arrests in the murder of this young man. He was a War Dogs Motorcycle Club member. He was an enforcer in the club. He was a young guy, I think 36 years old. His life was cut short for nothing. So they've arrested 3 men in connection with a homicide in White Oak at 2:18 p.m. October 12th. County 911 was notified of a shooting at the intersection of Jacks Run Road and Lincoln Way. First responders found an adult male suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The victim, later identified as 33-year-old Kenneth Haymond, was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. White Oak Police requested assistance from the Allegheny County Police Department Homicide Unit, and detectives initiated an investigation. Detectives reviewed surveillance videos showing a Chevrolet Silverado pulling up behind Heyman, who was on his motorcycle at an intersection. The three men exited the vehicle and approached Heyman. As Heyman attempted to run from the area, gunfire was exchanged with one of the men from the truck, and Heyman was shot multiple times. Though witnesses, interviews, and additional evidence collected during the investigation, detectives were able to identify the owner of the truck as 27-year-old Victor Cruz. This dude does this shit in his own truck. Like, come on. It was later determined Cruz, 36-year-old Albert Renko, and 33-year-old Jacob Baker were the men inside the truck at the time of the incident. Baker was the individual responsible for the shooting. All three men have been charged in connection with the incident. Victor Cruz, Albert Renko are facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy and aggravated assault. Criminal conspiracy, you can get a few years, up to life in prison in Pennsylvania for that, and you get 10 years to 20 years for aggravated assault in Pennsylvania. Baker is facing multiple charges, including criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, and homicide. And I will bring you more information as it becomes available about this case. We've been following it since the beginning, and I will bring you guys more information. And I got a good show for you guys tomorrow about the Vagos. We're going to talk about the Vagos. I got a good video for you guys where the Vagos are in a pack, and one of the members is arguing. I believe it's with one of their either hang around or a prospect, and something happens and they either get into an accident or something because they start arguing, and the member starts chasing one of these members. And I got the video for you guys, so I'll show you guys the thumbnail. Oh yeah, I got the video, so stay tuned for this tomorrow. Don't forget tonight, 10 p.m. It's going to be good. I promise. I don't let you down. I will bring you guys the best content possible. Mountain Woman, how you doing? Billy, what's good? 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern, so I think that's 9 Central, right? Time we're making a statement for killing him. At that time, we're making a statement for killing. It's crazy. Crazy. Killed him for no reason, man. Billy, 9 o'clock Central, I believe it is. 10 p.m. Eastern. Mountain Woman, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Slow Ride, what's good? I appreciate all you guys. I'll see you tonight. Here, I'll drop a link for tonight's show at 10 p.m. Don't want to miss it. A lot of people are going to be there. I got a lot of great interviews lined up. This one's a 4-part, and they're long episodes. So I hope you guys like this show. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chattin with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up my Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. You could buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate it. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. Every dollar goes a long way, and it's much appreciated. We're growing at a fast pace. I cannot tell you how happy I am. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. We have gone a long way. We're already at 19,112. So let's hit 20,000 by the time December comes. 20,000, here we come. Hope you guys have a great night, and I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch. Peace.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.